Here, appreciate you being out. Beautiful day, hot day. Good practice, tough practice, very physical practice. Trying to get ready to play a very good Detroit Lions team on Monday night at our stadium. So, what questions you have?
John, as you mentioned with the Lions, their offense put up, I think, 52 points last week. What do you feel are kind of the keys to try slowing them down?
Well, I mean, first of all, they got a nice system. They've been running it for a few years now. Johnny Morton, the new offensive coordinator, has been there, takes it over, been around for a long time. Seems like he's got his fingerprints on it as well, but it's along the same line, so they've got continuity. And then a lot of good players, who are playing well.
Good to see Isaiah Likely back on the field today. What does he kind of need to do this week to maybe see action soon?
Yeah, he just have to be ready to play in the game. Yeah.
What does Detroit do well to stress defenders in the middle of the field, that offense?
Yeah, they do. They throw in the middle of the field a bunch. I mean, that's kind of their thing. It's middle of the field, kind of, crossing routes, in-breaking routes, high-low kind of combos when they drop back. A lot of play-action pass. It's a rhythm play-action passing attack. He kind of gets it on time, but it's not a ball out immediately because it's off of play-action, and it's all set up by a really good run game with two really good backs and good offensive line. So they've got a lot of good ideas in there, but you get those linebackers and people playing up a little bit for the run, and then you throw it in behind them, basically. It's good stuff.
Coach, going back to that game a few years ago, do you see a lot of similarities with the team that they have this year compared to that game, or no?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of similarities. I mean, it's the same head coach, and they've got the same kind of philosophy and both sides of the ball. The schemes are similar, but they're not the same. We're not the same. You go back and you watch the games, and there's a lot of things that look the same, and there's a lot of things that look different. So it's 2 years ago, so it's been a while.
John, do you think we're still in that time of the year where the teams are still kind of figuring out their identity, figuring out what type of teams they want to be this year?
I don't know. I mean, it's kind of an esoteric, existential kind of question. It's a real deep question, and I'm sure everybody's just trying to figure out what they do best. And in simple football terms, what are we capable of doing? Who are we going against? And you're trying to get to the next week and play your best football the next week. The identity and those big questions. Those are questions that are important because those are you make decisions based on what plays you're going to run, what calls you're going to make, but it also has to do with your opponent too. So it's pretty practical too.
John, with the offensive line with Daniel Faalele, what have you seen that you like from him?
Daniel Faalele. What do I like about Daniel Faalele? I like the fact that he's a big, strong guy, moves his feet well, he bends, he's getting better at using his hands. I think he's been doing a real good job in pass protection for the most part. Run blocking has been good, but he needs to be more consistent in both areas. I think what you're asking me is I'll just give you the direct answer. I mean, he's had some bad plays that you're talking about probably, that haven't looked great, but he's a good football player, and he's getting better, he's young, and hopefully he'll continue to improve. That's what we're hoping for. I know one thing, we're coaching him up really hard every day, and we expect him to go out there and play his best football game on Monday night, and that's what he's going to try to do.
Lamar hasn't thrown an interception this year. He hasn't really thrown a lot of interceptions throughout his career. When you watch it, is it more than just decision making? Is it more than that goes into not throwing a lot of picks?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, another deep question, football question that runs deep. Why doesn't Lamar throw interceptions? He's a smart player. I mean, you start with that. He sees the field really well. I think he's a disciplined player in the sense that he just doesn't throw the ball blindly into areas. He wants to see what he's got. That's what I think probably is the main thing. I think he sees the field well, and he processes the game really well. And so he doesn't get fooled too often. He's not throwing it right into people too often, which is, that's tough. I mean, you see that happens all the time. But you don't see it happen too often with Lamar. So just part of being a really good quarterback.
I know you and others have talked about Cavius Robinson and his work ethic, never missing a session, a weight session, a meeting, a practice, whatever. Over the time you've had him, what has most impressed you about him, or is it that?
Well, just from a football standpoint, Davis is very physical. He's a physical player off the edge. You need heavy-handed edge players in this league, and he is that. He's about 275 pounds. He's lengthy, so he plays the edge with strength and power. Starts with a run, but that's how he rushes, and then he runs to the ball. I mean, he runs to the ball, and we like that too.
John, a rarity here on Monday night.
Yeah.
What do you like enjoy most about having those on Monday night games?
Well, I mean, yeah, you enjoy the atmosphere. It's tough to play on the road on Monday night. You know, it's always exciting. You know, we've done pretty well on the road on Monday night. You know, we've got a pretty good record. But the home games are, you know, you got your crowd. That's really what it boils down to. You've got your crowd. And I mean, I hope they're out there. I expect them to be out there like they always are and be really into it and be loud and really make it tough. The Lions do a lot of communicating at the line. They do a lot of communicating on offense. They try to get in the right play, try to move you around and things like that. And our defense is going to have to cope with that as well, but I'd like for it to be tough on them to do that.
John, we talked to Roger Rosengarten yesterday. He was talking about the run game from last week against the Browns and what were some things. And he said a lot of it was before the snap, some of the adjustments and stuff. Is that a communication thing? How would you explain that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, that's a big part of it. It's all that, you know, and it's just it's doing the things the right way and it's anywhere from technique to assignment, you know, and then you're going against a defense that's charged up to stop the run. So you got to be a little quicker with what you do. You know, you can't get beat to the punch, can't get beat to the point. And we did that a few times. And when the runs didn't look good, that's basically what happened.
You know, 2 years ago, I think you talked post game after that Lions game about how they were trying to cage rush you guys, and you guys did a really good job of keeping Lamar safe, and he was only hit once. It looks like so far they're not really trying to turn the corner too much. Is there anything that's maybe different, or that the average fan wouldn't be able to tell about what is different about, or like what makes a cage rush difficult to stop when it's being executed well?
Well, it depends how physical it is. You know, if it's physical and it collapses the pocket, then it's a challenge. You know, if it doesn't collapse the pocket, then it's not a problem. So I think they have some physical rushers. You know, they got number 97, he's pretty good, you know, to say the least. And number 92, he's real good too. So they got two strong guys off the edge, and their inside guys they're powerful inside guys. So we got to make sure that the pocket doesn't get collapsed. But I don't expect them to strictly do that. I mean, they bring a lot of blitzes, especially on third and medium. And then on first and second down, they'll bring the run blitzes. And they got good rushers, so we're gonna have our hands full, but we're capable. We just got to do a good job.
John, we didn't see Nate Wiggins out here tonight. I know on Monday I thought he was okay. Is that still the case?
Is he okay? He's generally okay. Yeah, he wasn't good enough to practice today though, so hopefully he'll be good enough to practice tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, great. Thanks. Yeah.